Hello, you're watching VNEWS Bulletin. And now the headline as usual.
Prime Minister begins official visit to Dominican Republic. Ceremony to present UNESCO certificate for Cham pottery art. And later on, Beihai, how long sea tourism route opens.
State President Leung Kueng on November 20th met with President of the National Assembly of Armenia, Alen Simonian, who is paying official visit to Vietnam.
The state president urged the two countries to increase exchanges and visits at all levels and channels to strengthen political trust, boost economic and tourism cooperation, among others. He said he believed that the ongoing visit will be an important milestone, contributing to promoting the bilateral relations between the two nations as well as their legislative bodies in the time to come. Simonian affirmed that Armenia always considers Vietnam an important partner in the region, stating that the visit presents an opportunity to continue discussions with the Vietnamese side to explore ways to further deepen all-around cooperation. The guest said he hoped that the two countries will establish new cooperation mechanisms, particularly in trade and investment, as both nations are members of international trade organizations.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính, his spouse and high-ranking Vietnamese delegation arrived at Las Americas International Airport in Santo Domingo on November 19th evening local time, beginning an official visit to the Dominican Republic.
This is the first visit by a key Vietnamese leader to the Dominican Republic, demonstrating Vietnam's commitment to strengthening and deepening the solidarity, friendship, and cooperation between the two countries towards the 20th anniversary of the bilateral diplomatic relations. The Vietnamese government leader is scheduled to hold talks with President Luis Abinadar Corona and meet with the President of the Senate, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and the leaders of left-wing political parties in the Dominican Republic. Over the past 2 decades, the bilateral ties have blossomed across various sectors. Two-way trade surged from $36.5 million in 2013 to nearly $150.2 million in 2022, with expectations for continued expansion. Earlier the same day, Vietnamese Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh made 3 proposals to help get the process of achieving the Sustainable Development Goals back on track and ensure timely completion, while addressing a discussion session on sustainable development and energy transition as part of the G20 summit in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The Vietnamese leader said the first important action that needs to be done is to promote digital transformation, green transformation, and energy transformation. His second proposal emphasized prioritizing investment in human development. He called for the promotion of innovative financial cooperation and effective investment models, particularly through public-private partnerships. He took the occasion to announce that Vietnam will host the Partnering for Green Growth and the Global Goals 2030 Summit in April 2025. He said it reflects the country's efforts to boost the implementation of work towards sustainable development and energy transition. Also on November 19th, local time, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh held separate meetings with leaders from Spain, Paraguay, Canada, Singapore, the Vatican, and the World Health Organization on the sidelines of the G20 summit in Brazil. The Vietnamese government leader respectfully conveyed the regards from Party General Secretary To Lum, President Long Quang, and National Assembly Chairman Tran Thanh Mun to the leaders. He extended the Party General Secretary and State President's invitations to the leaders to visit Vietnam.
We have more news coming up next. Let's take a look.
A high-level delegation from the Vietnam news agency, VNA, led by Director General Vu Viet Trang, was received by Lao Prime Minister Sonickse Siphandone on November 20th in Vientiane. The Lao Prime Minister praised the Vietnam news agency for its support to the Lao news agency, including training programs, professional exchanges, technical equipment assistance, and collaboration in information and communication efforts. He highlighted the importance of their joint work in promoting the special relationship between Laos and Vietnam to people in both countries. Director General Trang provided a brief overview of recent cooperation between the two agencies and shared plans for future collaboration. She proposed continued support from the Lao government to foster a more practical and effective partnership between the two news agencies. The Lao leader asked the two news agencies to sustain their close and comprehensive relationship. General Director of the Vietnam News Agency Vu Viet Trang and General Director of the Lao News Agency, KPL, Vanasin Simavong held talks in Vientiane on November 20th. The two agencies agreed to intensify professional collaboration, particularly in the sharing information in both text and photo forms. KPL committed to supporting VNA in distributing the Lao language edition of its Vietnam pictorial to a broader Lao audience and continuing the promotion of VNA's online platforms, such as Vietnam Pictorial and Vietnam Plus, on its digital channels. Additionally, KPL will continue to assist VNA's Vientiane Bureau with operational activities and provide guidance on press procedures in Laos. In the field of technical operations, they agreed to enhance the exchange of governance and operational models for media organizations in the digital age. On this occasion, the VNA General Director presented KPL with technical equipment and computers to support news production and enhance image quality. Following their talks, the leaders of the news agencies signed a memorandum of understanding on bilateral cooperation for the upcoming period.
The Long Sap Vietnam Pahang Laos International Border Gate Pier was officially launched with a ceremony held in Vietnam's Sơn La province on November 19th.
The Border Gate Pier is expected to facilitate exchange and development cooperation between Sơn La and Hua Phan provinces, thereby improving living standards of local residents and further strengthening their solidarity. It will help the provinces to integrate quickly, safely, and comprehensively into ASEAN and the international community, thereby actively strengthening and fostering the special friendship between the two provinces as well as the two countries. The Long Sap Border Gate was established on March 1st, 1990. It is located in Long Sap Commune, Mak Chau District, Son La Province, while its Lao counterpart in Pahang Hamlet, Sap Bao District, Hua Phan Province.
On November 19th, a World Bank delegation led by Manuela Ferro, Vice President for East Asia and the Pacific, met country authorities and farmers to explore innovative solutions for low-emission rice production in the locality.
The delegation made a trip to the circular production model at the New Green Farm Cooperative Internal District. Ferro expressed her delight at the achievements of the Sustainable Agriculture Transformation Project in Vietnam. The technological support provided has enabled farmers to lower production costs, reduce the use of chemicals and water, save labor, and simultaneously increase selling prices and incomes, she added. Building on the foundation of the project, Vietnam has launched the initiative for 1 million hectares of high-quality rice. This initiative presents a promising opportunity for farmers across the country, especially in the Mekong Delta. The World Bank reaffirmed its commitment to partnering with the Vietnamese government to implement this ambitious plan.
A ceremony has been held in the southern province of Bình Thuận to present UNESCO certificate recognizing the art of pottery making of Cham people as an intangible cultural heritage in need of urgent safeguarding.
Previously, on November 29, 2022, UNESCO officially inscribed the traditional Cham pottery making art of Binh Duc village, Van Heap Commune, Bac Binh District, Binh Duan Province into the list of intangible cultural heritage in need of urgent safeguarding. The traditional Cham pottery making craft in Binh Duc village has a long-standing reputation across Vietnam. The craft is deeply intertwined with the economic, cultural, and social life as well as the customs of the Cham people over generations. The pottery making process, from soil preparation and mixing to shaping, refining, polishing, firing, and coloring, has largely retained its traditional manual techniques. This preservation reflects the enduring cultural values of the Cham community.
China's cruise ship Blue Dream Melody on November 16 brought over 1,100 Chinese tourists to the Ha Long Sanward International Cruise Port in Guangning. This marked the first cruise voyage from Beihai City, Guangxi, China to Ha Long after a long hiatus, opening up opportunities for trade and tourism development between the two localities.
The Beihai Ha Long Sea Tourism route operated for 10 years, starting in 1998, connecting one of the most beautiful cities in China with the heritage city of Ha Long.
I am honored to be among the first passengers on the inaugural Beihai Ha Long cruise. In August, I joined a Guangxi delegation to Guangninh, where we signed agreements to promote tourism, including the sea route. Today's successful voyage reflects the strong cooperation between the two sides, and I hope more tourists will visit Ha Long to experience its stunning beauty and warm hospitality.
Besides the stopover in Ha Long, the itinerary will also give visitors more time to explore other famous destinations in Vietnam, such as Da Nang and Hue. During the peak period in November 2025, it is expected that there will be 3 cruises per week from Beihai to Ha Long.
The opening of this cruise route is the result of significant efforts by Quang Ninh Province and Guangxi. It marks a new milestone in the cooperation between the two sides, introducing new ways to bring a fresh wave of tourists to Ha Long.
To maintain cruise tourism, both sides have designed a more diverse itinerary for Chinese tourists traveling from Beihai to Vietnam in 2025.
For travel companies like ours, this is a great opportunity for growth. We hope that not only Chinese tourists, but also visitors from other countries, as well as Vietnamese tourists, will have the chance to experience this route.
The 2024 cruise tourism season began in October, with several luxury international cruise ships bringing tourists from Asia, Europe, and the Americas to Ha Long, contributing to the goal of welcoming 3.5 million international visitors to Quang Ninh in 2024.
Held recently as part of the Great Solidarity of Ethnic Groups Cultural Heritage Week 2024, the Southwest Ethnic Cultural Festival contributed to preserving and promoting the tradition of national unity and honoring the cultural heritage of Vietnam's ethnic groups.
The sound of the gong claw or bamboo guitar of the Chero people. The sound of the jaw harp calls to friends. The beat of the gong rings out during the New Rice Festival. This is the first time the distinctive traditional music of the Chero people has been featured at the Southwest Ethnic Culture Festival.
I am proud to participate in this festival for the first time. As a village elder of the Cho Ro ethnic group in Dong Nai Province, I also want to continue this effort to introduce our culture to other people and ensure that our cultural traditions are not lost.
At the festival, visitors also had the opportunity to join in a cultural exchange program, singing and dancing with the Khmer people, performing traditional dances often held during the New Year and the Sen Dota Festival.
I hope the Chera people and others nationwide can better understand our cultural traditions.
I feel very happy to participate in today's festival and experience the cultures of different ethnic groups.
Each ethnic group had its own unique culture, and these distinctive cultural traits are being preserved and promoted. Cultural exchange events like this play a key role in preserving and spreading the unique cultural values of Vietnam's ethnic communities.
And that's wrap up our news bulletin. Thanks for watching. As soon as time.